Good morning, everybody. Today, I don't even know what today is. Today is August 11th. How fortunate is that? And it is 11:11. As promised, here we are. I am so pleased and honored that so many of you reached out privately to touch base, to find out what this live is going on. Because usually, if I go live, it's impromptu because my guides say, come have fun, let's go do something. But this one is so poignant and so imperative that I took notes. So grab a piece of paper, grab your journal, because you're not going to want to miss what's going to be happening. And certainly, the first comment will be one of our new courses. It's called Energy Leaks. And this course is about helping you realize where you leak your energy, hence energy leaks. And we all do it. We all do it. So check that course out because it does, and it will greatly assist you in the coming months. So settle in. Whoops, sorry, I had cords wrapped around my foot. Settle in and grab your favorite beverage, tea. A little too early for the adult beverage, but you do you. And this is going to be a transmission. There probably will be some light language depending on who comments and who shows up. So here we go. We are currently in the month of August, as you know. And this month has the potential to really do a spotlight on all of your relationships. And it's going to be asking you to look deep at the relationship individually, and this includes the relationship you have with yourself. Is this relationship contributing to you staying small? Think things like they put on airs of superiority. I'm just worried about you. And they scratch their head and look at you and then look at somebody else and kind of roll their eyes like, oh, there she goes again. Because I had friendships like that years ago when I got very involved in feng shui. And I was excited to share with my friends. I would literally talk about some feng shui principles because I could see it transforming our life. They would literally look at each other and go, there she goes again. Not supportive. Am I right? So, your relationship questionnaire, 2 questions. Are they keeping you small, or are they supporting you? Are they supporting you to the point where they're pushing you out of your comfort zone because they see that beauty, that gift, that power within you that said, you no way can give up. You can't. So this is another question. So if you're journaling or taking notes, good morning, Dawn. Good morning, Lynn. I'm so glad you're listening. Ask yourself, so I'm looking at making sure. We all have stories. Too old, right? 65, right? We are not educated enough. I've had all these different diseases that will XYZ me. And I know many of you. I am enamored and in awe of your resilience because you basically look at the middle finger to those doctors, those naysayers that say you can't, and you go, watch me. Yeah, I seriously, I'm going to get teary just thinking about it. And I know several of you that do this. Even though you are a warrior, and you step out of your comfort zone and you put on those big girl pants and put on those wings. You do all the things and you push it out there and you don't get the response that you desire. You go back to what's comfortable. And this is what August is pushing you to do, and actually the next 4.5 months. So the question to ask yourself is, who benefits from you holding on to this story? It's a big question. So who benefits? Oh, they can still, in theory, control you. Some is rather, I know some of my clients are going through a very big relationship cathartic regime right now, and I could not be happier, because these women are powerful and they have allowed those that they trusted to belittle them and to keep them small. Some intentionally, because they're not nice people, and some unintentionally because they run in so much fear. So the question is, who benefits from you holding on to this story? So if you're taking notes, go ahead and write it down. If you're driving like Lynn, don't take notes, but kind of like see what pops into your mind first. And then what would my life be like if I no longer held on to this story? What would my life feel like if I didn't hold on to the story? Because, we can all light candles. And by the way, those of you that have been wondering, the candles are coming back because it became very evident. I missed my candles because I missed their power. So we are bringing them back, but in a much more tightened version. So stay tuned for that. That is a little bit of a sidebar. Because they feel expansive. They are empowering. They contribute to my peace. And I'm excited about them. Because that is the parameters I set up for myself earlier this year, that I will not engage in anything unless it contributes to my peace and I'm excited about it. Anything. Because if I'm doing you to work, if I'm being frustrated, that energy goes into that peace that I'm creating for someone I love. That's not good juju. So this is where you are being prompted to be asking these really deep questions. What would my life look like if I began to tell a different story? How will this transform my life when I decide to get off that gerbil wheel? So you could also, in your journal, again, I have my notes so I don't go off script too much, have a column that says, expands me. Have another column, contracts me. This is not a time to get dramatic and judgy and, oh, woe is me stuff. This is a time to just go a little black and white. We're just talking information. Write down the names in the columns. Do they expand your energy or do they contract you? Do they support you or are they keeping you small? And sit with that, because that's the energy that we are going to be, and we are experiencing this month. We're out, I believe we are out of Mercury in retrograde, and I am aware of retrograde, but I don't hyper focus on the dates because we can get caught up into that energy and all that Mercury in retrograde can entail. We had a big full moon on Saturday. Brought up a lot of emotional wounding, your inner child, that grief that we all hold on to. Because this is what it all comes down to. This is the big thing. And you're going to hear me talk a lot about this probably until I drop dead, because it's here for, well, actually no, because I'm going to be living way past 7 years. The energy we're in right now is here for 7 years. What I'm talking about is Uranus, the planet, is in Gemini, the zodiac sign. Now, I don't know a lot about astrology, but this I do know. This configuration only happens every 84 years. Every 84 years. So, go back 84 years. We had World War II. Go back again. We had Civil War. Go back again. The Revolutionary War. This country was founded in this kind of energy. Is it any wonder this country has a bunch of feisty people who just like to argue and revolutionize things? It's the energy that this country was born in. It's not doom and gloom. The revolution begins within you. So this is why these next 4.5 months are so imperative. It's giving you, good morning, Kara. This is the time for you to not redefine, but to remember who you are. So August, looking at your relationships. What are even some of the traits you do that contribute to you playing small, scrolling too much? It's mind fodder. It doesn't contribute to you expanding, right? So, hey, Lynn too. So, this is the revolution begins within you. And right now, because I forget when it exactly, Uranus entered Gemini, but it was just this year, it's going to continue for the next 7. So this is not a sprint, my darlings. This is a marathon. So pace yourself. Good morning, Tina. You are taking care of yourself. This is your moment to remember why you are here. Me? Thank you for asking. I am here to empower and inspire millions. How that's happened? They're still deciding. I'm still deciding. But I do know that, I don't know if you all read it, if it even came out yet. Oh my gosh, I can't believe they want me to tell this story. Okay, so a few months ago, this is a sidebar, but this is the power of what's happening right now. I was having a dream, and I don't remember a lot of my dreams. Let's just preface that. So I had a dream, and we were visiting family on the eastern shore of Delaware. We're actually guardians. This is how close my clients get. We are now guardians to their children if anything happens to them. This is the kind of relationship we build. We're at their home, and for some reason, but it wasn't their home as in that literal physical sense, but it was their home. And she and I hop on her motorcycle, which she doesn't have, by the way. And we scoot off, and I said, this is silly. Everything we need is back at the house. Go back to the house. I need to use the restroom. Now, I know where my plumbing is, right? So I don't always turn the bathroom light on. It may be too much information, but it parts with the story here. So the bathroom door is obviously closed, and I am sitting on the bathroom throne. In walks this woman, and she proceeds to put her 2 fingers on my throat, right here. It's still a little tender. And I keep swatting it away. Keeps coming back. I keep swatting it away. It keeps coming back. And this goes on in the dream, it seemed like forever. So now I'm angry, and now I'm kind of awake, literally awake, but this dream is continuing. So now I now know I was lucid dreaming. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to take this. I know I'm divinely protected. I'm going to kill this thing. It doesn't die. It's just like, it's going from bad but it's just like, I need this to stop. So I finally went like this, and I said, what are you doing? Why are you here? They go, we're here to clear out your throat chakra so you can speak your truth. Well, why didn't you tell me? The irony, you didn't ask. And since that time, I have been much more vocal. So take it as you may. It may or may not have, spam call, it may or may not have happened, but it did. Because, good morning, Aletha. So this is the power of what's happening. So then we jump into September. So we clear out our relationships, right? We redefine. We see what's working. Basically, they're keeping us small, or supporting us, cheering us on, and really gently, lovingly, which is what I do with my clients, push you out of the comfort zone so you can stand in your truth. It makes way for September's energy, right? Of course it does. And what happens in September is your identity shifts. Because the magnifying glass, because if you've done the work, and there's obviously still plenty of time, because it's only the 11th, right? We started on August 11th at 11/11. This is the 11th. We still have more than half the month left, so there's plenty of time to do some weeding, which is, if you saw my reels over the weekend, I was the garden gnome. I had dirt everywhere on me. I was weeding out, because when we get rid of that stuff, it's extraneous stuff, we are making room for what is of better service for us. So now that we have looked at our relationships, and you don't have to have a hard conversation. You can some just will gently go into that good night because it's not working. Some may require a more in-depth conversations. Like I said, a couple of my clients are leaving very long relationships with their spouse. And I'm not a big proponent of divorce, but this is long overdue. So September is going to put the magnifying glass on you. What is your identity? And it's not that you are a woman who's 65 years old. It is, why are you here? And because I have known for years that empowering, inspiring millions of people has been consistent, but how I'm doing it continues to be a reflection of who I am and where I am in that ascension of the human self. For example, and you are the first one, yeah, you're the first ones to publicly hear this, I'm writing a book. Yay! And I'm rather excited about it. I have the entire outline, and the first chapter is written. It's going to have QR codes woven into the book, so you can go onto your online journal and all of the things, because that's part of my identity. I love to teach. That's empowering. So this book will be a teaching tool. And then in this identity, so that's part of me. So, I have already written books, if you didn't know. I have books. I have 2 oracle decks out. One of my books, the children's book, won an award back in 2013. Won a Mom's Choice Award for bedtime stories. So I've been a mom. I'm still a mom. My daughters are now adults. So my mom title has certainly shifted, right? So what is your identity? And many of you, some of you are clients that are on here right now, and I don't share clients' names as a rule. You've already picked up on this, and we've worked through it. And you're becoming something else that is in alignment with who you are now. I've shared a story, whether you've read it or not, quick version. I was at a retreat recently as a participant. The retreat hosts quickly learned that I can close portals and move them, and they had an obnoxious one in the house. And I'm not going to get into details, as I don't want you to figure it out, though she's been pretty public about it, but it's her story. And that launched into, holy crap, I am now going to be part of a gorgeous event in November in Laguna Beach, California. I'm not going to be a speaker. I am going to be behind the scenes all the time, clearing the energy of that host's event and any of the speakers who desire my services. That's empowering. I am clearing their energy. So when they get on stage, which is going to be on TV, They're going to be so grounded and so present because that is one of my powers. I do remote work like nobody's business. And I'm stepping more confidently and I'm sharing it right now. So, this is part of my newest identity is clear the throat chakra, right? I am sharing that I have this gift. I have a client in Germany and she simply said, please send good juju tomorrow. I've got something big going on. I have no idea what it was. So I did. And then we touched base this morning. And she said, thank you so much. I love that big energy of yours. It helped. So in September, your spiritual side, because if you're in my world, you have a spiritual side. Whether you choose to make it a big part of your identity or not, that is entirely up to you, but you do. Whether you're driving right now, you're at work right now, and thank you, Tina. And it's this comfort that you have with your gifts. And I will be honest, I said for years, and those of you that have been with me for a really long time, one, thank you so much. I would constantly, my story was, I'm not just an angel reader. I'm not just an energy healer. I'm not just blah, 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 blah. That was my story. So who was that story benefiting by staying there? Well, all my competitors. I don't really look at them, but for the sake of clarity, you understand the word competitors. So how that story will shift because I am standing more comfortably in my power. I declared months ago, we are in the collaboration era. So if you go to my new website, if you haven't been there yet, shame on you, but go to my website and you will see, hey Shay, you will see I have a page and Shay is on that page. I miss you too, honey. Of the people and things I love. And it's a collaboration. I can, and I've been saying this for years, I can't do everything. I am going to inspire and empower millions, but I can't do it all, right? And Shay, because she's the one that is just posted again, we actually do very similar things, but yet she is on my website and I'm promoting her because we do it differently. Sorry, your energy is drawing in all of my elementals and my warrior cat. They love you too. How cool is that? So this is, thank you, Dawn. But in Dawn, I'm going to read into your energy. I feel a little bit remorsefulness in you that, wow, I could be doing something else. I could be doing in addition to what I'm doing. Darling, I've known you for so long. You are such a warrior, such a powerhouse. You've got this beauty and peace about you. We need to talk. So this is what September is doing. So if you have a journal or even a piece of paper, write this down. And if you are, we're going to take a little bit, exactly, Shay, there's so much to go around. And that is ending the story of there's only so much, right? Excuse me. And we have all known, I actually had a woman many years ago, 40 some years ago, I worked for the California almond growers, true story. And one of my coworkers made gołąbki. If you're not Polish, gołąbki is stuffed cabbage. And I loved stuffed cabbage. I asked her for the recipe. Of course, I could have called my mom, but I was trying to build a relationship. And she also had a brownie recipe that I really liked. She gave me the recipe, but she gave it to me wrong. So I had to be reliant on her. She wouldn't share her gifts. How silly is that? I mean, it was just ridiculous. I'm honored when people ask me for my recipe. I'm like, wow, you liked it that much? Cool. Here's the recipe. My Thanksgiving stuffing has gone out to dozens of people because it's unusual. Shay, I've talked about you to a couple of people in the past couple of weeks. Thank you. Thank you. So, right, these are your prompts. I'm reading because I don't want to lose my thought again. For the moment, if you can, close your eyes. Picture yourself stepping out of an old skin, like a snake, the divine feminine. We are currently hosting 3 monarch caterpillars up in our kitchen. True story. And these little buggers eat and poop constantly, but they're shedding their skin, their exoskeletal skin. You are stepping out of your old skin, your labels, those damn shoulds, the expectations, because you're shedding out of things that no longer serve you. You will now be standing there, radiant, unarmored, and that is you. The beauty, the no shoulds, the performance anxiety that you have to look a certain way. Yes, I took a shower and I made a little bit of an effort, but this is me. I did not put on any extra makeup on just for you. So if it's washed out, so well, I don't care. So I'm going to play my crystal bowl because she wants to come out. Isn't she gorgeous? Just to help you break up. Okay, the intention they're saying is to break out of your old skin. She is an angel aura quartz. I've had her for probably close to 20, 25 years. And I can't foresee a time where I think I will need another crystal bowl because she is very heart centered, very focused in that energy. So if you need to go back and hit the replay, it was, I don't know, does it tell you how long? I've been talking about 30 minutes. So 30 minutes in. So you need to go back and hear that crystal bowl again. That's about the timestamp. And allow that energy to break out, help you break out of that old identity so you can step more confidently into this newness. Because we've done August, we've done September. So now here, and more spam's calling me. October is your integration and magnetism month. So you've done the relationship culling, August. September, you re-looked at your identity. So October is where the scattered energy, it doesn't really stop, but at least it slows down a little bit. So it allows you to catch your breath. So write this down. So this is going to be something you're going to do when the call is over. In the next 12 months, so starting, we'll just say September. So from September 2025 till September 2026, write down 25 things you would love to experience. Be as out there as you want to be. For example, and I'm sharing here, you're very welcome, Tina. Safe travel, Shay. They have big things for me in mind. So the book came about. I was on a radio show recently. If you haven't listened to the replay, highly recommend. It's on my page. And Supernatural Girls, they're amazing. Patricia Baker and PK. So PK is a numerologist, and the show is a radio show, and ranked, I believe they said third. So pretty up there, right? She says, so what's happening next March for you? I said, I don't know. You tell me. She goes, I don't know. I see you doing the circuit. You're doing the round of shows, TV and radio. You're promoting your book. Do you have a book? I said, there's always a book, but I haven't written anything for a bit. And she just kind of looked at me like, And then the next 24 hours, and I can't remember who, it might have been a friend of mine here. She said something about a book. I said, fine, I'm listening. So in the course of, that was like 2 weeks ago, the book has begun its birthing process, right? I already finished chapter 1. So writing down your 25 things. So my 25 will be to have the book complete and out there. How that's going to happen, don't know. But out of your 25 things, you're going to whittle it down to 5. Just 5. That other 20 is going to go in a vault, because that's just fodder. It's really not in alignment with who you are right now. It's busy work. Going great places, but not going anywhere, right? Keeping busy, but really not doing anything. And on those 5 sheets of paper, 5 things, one gets a sheet of paper on its own. And those are the only 5 things that you're to focus on. So then you can download, channel, reach out, and I will help you write out a plan specifically for your 5 things so you get to experience them in the next year. Remember, I can clear energy like nobody's business. I can channel really well. And I can take you to the underworld, well, in time, when you are ready. Hey, Natasha. I can hold you in sacred space so you can do what you are meant to do in this life. Write down your 25 things. Whittle it down to 5. And when you are done with that list, reach out and book a session. And we're going to make that happen in the next year for you. But that's the big energy for October. It's going to reward clarity. It doesn't need a dissertation. So you don't need to write up this big, huge, long thing, feel all the feels. Just know this is what you want to be doing. So Natasha, I forget how many books. If you all haven't read Natasha Brown's books, go check out her main profile page after we hang up here and check out her books. They're amazing because she's a medium. She has a lot of true stories that she's woven into books, and she's shifting gears a little bit, and they're amazing too. So that is also how you collaborate. You post, you share someone else's topics, because when you stop thinking everybody's a competitor and someone's taking from you, guess what happens? Bigger doors open for you. So October was a bit of a breather. November is going to be fun. And I'm going to say it that way because there are going to be breakdowns all over the place. And I'm not talking about your computer breaking down, because if there's a Mercury in retrograde, which I have no idea, it's not going to be something like that, but energetically, Remember, this energy we're in is here for 7 years. Uranus and Gemini. So all of this now is prepping you for the next 7 years of your life. Think about it like that. So November, breakdowns are happening all over the place. And these will be things that some you'll be aware of. I don't speak my truth very often. I don't do this. I don't stand up for myself. I say yes when I really meant no. And there's actually a course on Mare Levy Academy right now called Energy Leaks. Let me pop that in. Chris, apparently I can't type today. Okay, Energy Leaks. And this course is super powerful because it's going to help you point out, it's going to help point out to you where you're leaking your energy. And it's only $80 and you have it for life. So November, the breakdowns are absolutely necessary. Some may sideswipe you. So remind me of this when I am a puddled mess on the floor. But I won't be because I'm doing the work now. But these breakdowns were only going to lead to breakthroughs. So if you've been avoiding the work, hoping it's going to get easier, it's not. Because you know it needs to be addressed. And if you're not addressing it, but you know you need to, because you know on the other side of that, it's going to be better. But there's that natural fear within you. That's like, well, what if I'm just imagining on the other side? So you stay put. Don't do that. Because the rug will be pulled out from under you and you'll be sitting on your fanny going, oh, okay then. That's the kind of breakdowns that have the potential energetically to be happening in November. If they do, I'm still here. I will be honored to help you. Because these breakdowns lead to breakthroughs. So you can hit 2026 with better clarity, with better ownership of not only who you are, but why you're here. Because I know all of you, deep down, there is this desire to be of service, right? And how we choose to be of service is a reflection of who we are. I love flowers. I know, shocked. A florist, a gardener, a nurse. So my mom and I were at one of the independent nurseries here, and they're lovely, lovely people. They're from Ireland, and they're just a wealth of information. And we go there, and it's like, it's the end of season, so there's buy one, get one. And because we're the only actually customers there, Mom and I had a chance to talk to the owners for a bit. It's that sharing. That's the identity. I am here to help you, but I'm not going to. He didn't chase us around the nursery saying, oh, you don't want that plant, you want this one. He waited for us to approach. And that is exactly how I operate. I used to, years ago, I would listen to you and like, oh, well, you can do blah, 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 blah. But if you didn't ask the question, you really weren't ready, one, to hear the answer, or two, to do anything about what could help you. So those of you that, if I've ever said book a session with me, it's because that is that connection that my guides are sharing with you. Now, it doesn't mean if I don't say, so Natasha's the last one, if I didn't say Natasha book a session with me, it doesn't mean that it's not your time. But if I say it to somebody and I call you out in a live, the big push is indeed there. So Natasha, what'd you say, honey? Thank you. Yes, my senses have been firing. The sturgeon moon brought with it energy, and I'm still trying to work it out. Yes, that moon was big. Even my husband went, wow, it's really big tonight. She's gorgeous. So we've done August, September, October. We did November. The Energy Leaks course, I would highly recommend you get it now. You don't need to wait until November to do it, because the more work we can do now, the easier these potentially disruptive months, the easier they will be. So, December, this isn't just about the holidays and pulling out the stockings and the menorah and doing all of those things. It is, and it's not about your resolution, about, losing the 5 or 10 pounds, because that's, always seems to be always on everybody's list. But it really is setting. See, Dawn, I'm glad. Thank you so much for being vulnerable publicly and sharing that. It put you in a funk for about 4 days because it brought up a lot of emotions. The grief, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. I'm not good enough. I'm getting too old. That ship's already sailed. All that stuff. So that's what this moon just did. And she was big. She was bold. It was in everybody's face. Which is why I probably gardened for a total of 12, 14 hours over this past weekend. Between my parents' house, I did a little bit more there, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and our yard. It helps me get out of my head so I can process, and then the grounds benefit greatly from that. So it's the energy of December is really thinking about, we all know the word manifest. And it's a very heavily energetically charged word. Oh, you manifested that headache because blah, blah, blah. Oh, you manifested cancer because, blah, blah, blah. So I really don't like the word manifest. I prefer co-create, because you are co-creating with yourself, obviously, and all of your spiritual guides, whether you choose God, Goddess, Yahweh, your angels, the ascended masters, the unicorn, Bigfoot, the ETs. Remember, I told you they cleared my throat chakra. You've got your entire team. Some that you don't know. I talk with White Buffalo Woman frequently in the woods here, us. Yes, I did say Bigfoot, and he's kind of on the other part of the woods. And there's an enslaved woman named Hetty that I've known since we lived in Massachusetts. And Dawn, you know me when back then. That's like 15, 20 years ago. But I found out that she actually lived here. I know, go figure. So you have this big, huge team, and it can be quite exhausting to list everybody out by name, because you might leave somebody out and they could actually be quite a benefit for you. One of my clients is getting Cerebus, the 3-headed dog, as one of her guides. Very cool, right? Dragons. Many of my clients, well, we all do, but many of my clients actively call upon their dragons. So you don't have to call them, just allow and step in. So you're co-creating. Because all of this work is leading up to December, when you are going to begin, and you've got your list of 5, right? But now you've had that time to let it marinate. Some breakdowns happened in November, so you can get even clearer on those 5. And this is what you wish to experience. Natasha, I'm stepping forward and the universe will guide my steps, but I stop manifesting. You move and the universe will move with you. Exactly. That is more of a co-creation. It takes that pressure off, because when we super hyper focus on something, our ideas are so big and beautiful. But when we hyper focus, and it comes into this funnel, it's a lot harder to be expansive when you funneled it down so tight. So yes, it helps to fine tune. So I have one of my clients is a nurse by training, practicing nurse, and she has decided she still loves nursing, but what's really calling to her is becoming a death doula, right? Another one of my clients is a nurse, I'm sorry, a teacher. And she is expanding her expertise, becoming trilingual, taking 2 language courses at the moment. And she is becoming, one of the things she will be known for is a medical interpreter. So, because she doesn't like the way the school systems are running. So Soraya shares, many of my army of deities now tend to come when I am doing some high frequency work with my plethora of towers. I love your towers so much. They come forward when I ask if anyone else to come and help. Exactly. She doesn't list them all out by name. And I will share that Soraya has been working with me for, God, how many years now? A long time. And her rituals were becoming quite detailed and quite expansive. So we just had a session recently and we were able to condense it in a very short amount of time because her and Natasha, you're learning to sign. My hands just wanted to do something, is going to play into some of your stories. So keep that in mind. Because Soroya's, as everybody's, your gifts continue to grow. Initially, they weren't as expansive and as in depth as they are now. They were still fabulous because they've grown so much. We were able to tighten up, which helps conserve her energy when she's doing her rituals. So December is this time to look at your list of 5. Hopefully you will have started doing something and writing details and getting ideas of how you can co-create, because December is setting the stage for the next year. So remember, Uranus is in Gemini. It's here for 7 years. This huge chunk of these 5 months of energy right now is helping you set the stage for 7 years. I was talking with my mentor last week, and she started, it's always a Zoom call, and she was laughing. I said, yeah, I'll be an overnight success that just took 20 years. And she cracked up. She goes, yeah. And that for some of you that have felt that sense of struggling, that it's never going to happen. Oh yeah, Soraya, you and I got so much work to do. And it's going to be so much fun. It's because it literally was not in alignment yet. There weren't, especially those of you that have those bigger messages, more of the population. So Tina, if you're still on, lean in, baby cakes. This is, there wasn't enough, what's the word I'm looking for? The masses, there wasn't enough of the masses that would lean into what you were offering. That's changing now. Just look around you. So now is your time to shine. Don't give up. So now, knowing all of this cognitively, I understand why a year and a half ago, when everybody was having medical issues in my family, everybody, daughter stopped breathing in my arms, all of those things. She's fine. But it was a big year, and I was still reeling from it even a year after that. And I didn't realize how impacted I was until I looked back. My brother came to visit last year. He lives in Europe. I literally did not remember his visit until I found a receipt in my wallet. Don't judge. I still have the receipt. I'm like, oh my God, that's when he was here. But I had completely forgotten. That's how burnt out I was. So the courses I'll be coming out are going to be dealing with burnout. They're going to be helping you step into your power more, defining your energy leaks. We're having a new one coming out, and let us see what my amazing Paul. This Wednesday, she just told me that this new course, the Sovereign Flame, is also going to be debuting. And those of you that recognize this is a big part of that course. Yes, it is indeed Archangel Michael's sigil, but it's also, because I'm stepping away from angel driven, this is now more intention driven. This is sovereignty, protection. That course is debuting this week. We're just going to say this week, hopefully Wednesday. And all the courses that are coming out right now are $88, lifetime access. So that was a lot of information. We're almost, can you believe I've been talking? I've been talking for about an hour. It's an average day for me. So let's do the cliff notes. August is clearing your energy field. September, helping to claim your identity. October is focusing your energy. November is transformation like you cannot believe. December is to anchor your legacy. What do you want to be known for? I'm 65. I can safely assume, even with my family genetics, my life is more than half over. Could I live to 130? Yeah, why not? But will I? I don't know. It depends how much humans annoy me. But I could. Will I? I don't know. Who knows what will happen? The point is, I'm still living. I am still learning. I'm still sharing my gifts. So this is your roadmap for this year. But knowing the map, writing down the notes is great. It's fabulous. And if you are ready to walk with confidence, owning your sovereignty, this is the initiation time. It really is. For, without sounding melodramatic, for the rest of your life. This is why many of you that have been working with me for a bit have already begun the shift. Because that's the kind of behind the scenes stuff that I do for you, especially when you're a mentee, when we work those 3 months together. I'm always working on you. But this is your time. And these next 4.5 months, what you choose to do or not do will define pretty much the rest of your life. That doesn't mean, oh, sure, Dawn, hold on a second. Let me get my paper. I threw it on the floor. And I'm back. So, did I put it all? Up, here we go. So, August is redefining your relationships. Are they keeping you small or are they supporting you? October is magnetism. What are you pulling towards you? Writing down your list of 25, whittling it down to 5. Only the other 20, just go burn them up because it's just busy work. November is breakdowns, which are going to lead to your breakthroughs. So get ready. December is defining your legacy. What do you want to be known for? How do you want to be living the rest of your life? These 4.5 months are going to kickstart. Okay, we're going to kickstart the next 7 years, which will, of course, will affect the rest of your life. It will. So it is truly up to you. I see my messages are increasing, so let me check. Oh, a couple of you have already reached out and wants to know where the link to book a session with me is. I'm going to ask you, could you post in the live feed the Calendly link, please? So I'm going to have Pauline put the Calendly link in here for everybody that is already messaged. Thank you so much for your trust. I am truly honored, because this is big, people. This is really a big, big time for all of us. The revolution has started, because that's this energy. That is the energy of Uranus and Gemini. But the revolution starts within you, of you saying, this is not how I wish to live my life. I do not accept this kind of treatment, whether it's being ignored or Soraya, thank you. I can say that if you haven't had a chance to mentoring yet, is a really very interesting experience. Could you define that? Because that sounds, I know how you meant it, but not everybody knows your sense of humor. Can you elaborate on that, please, for everybody that's even thinking about it right now? So it is, this is the time. Okay, that's what they're saying. This is the time that you have been waiting for your entire life. And that sounds melodramatic, doesn't it? And I'm sorry, but that is how they are presenting it. This is the time in your life that you have been waiting for. You have so many tools. And you can always have more tools. I'm actually in training for new healing modality. You can always bring in more tools. It enhances your already existing gifts. So now it's your time. And that is my desire. I told a group of people recently, I said, it sounds corny. I just want people to be happy. It's true, because when we are happy, we collaborate. When we are happy, we are honoring ourselves. When we are happy, we can look, thank you, Pauline, we can look at the world with wonder, with magic. I was out for a walk with my friend, and of course, Zeke, who's over here passed out. And just the way the light was hitting the trees, it was magical. We saw little pink flowers that looked like a pinwheel. So when you are content, when you are being, you see that. When you are stressed, worried about your competitors, feeling like you're struggling to get ahead, you miss all of that and so much more. So I really do impress upon you to do your work. I gave you a bunch of tools, tips during our hour together. Thank you so much for being here. And I believe that's it. So I open the floor for the moment. Does anybody have questions? And while you are catching up to the feed, I will play her one more time. Place your hands over your heart and feel this energy come in. Okay, are there any questions? Let me see. And if there's not, I think it is time to send you love all the wonderful, amazing things that life holds for you. Never forget your worth. Never forget. Allow yourself to remember your powers, your gifts, and why you're here. I look forward to seeing some of you soon in session. And until then,